you're probably going to hate me.
James, the real question is, should people pay back their debts? That's the real question.
Let's run it back to the viral clip. Hold on. Let's run it back to the viral.
Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. I only make $100,000 a year, right? Well, Amex cannot tell me that I can't assume that I will make $500,000 this year. It's projected. You can't tell me, you don't know how many streams of income I have. You don't know if I maybe just made a big investment. Maybe I just started a side hustle. So everything on these applications are stated and projected. If I make $100,000 a year, welcome to episode 32 of the New Money Talks podcast.
Slash newsletter.
If
If you haven't already joined, we have an absolutely killer newsletter and an amazing writer on our team.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Shout out Alex.
Shout out Alex, absolute beast. If you haven't listened, if you haven't signed up, definitely make sure to do that. We're gonna put it in the link below.
Wow. Yeah, if you don't like listening, if you don't like watching, you like reading.
Yeah.
Killer.
Now, without further ado, Mr. James Jiang.
Oh yeah.
First repeat guest in New Money Talks history.
Oh man.
This is a moment in time.
I feel so special, guys. Thank you so much for having me back on the best podcast on
absolutely.
Earth. This is awesome.
And if you don't know who this is, that means you're not keeping up. That means you're not subscribed.
Yeah.
That means you don't have the notifications on. So subscribe, turn
all
notifications on. Go look at old episodes. Go look at our TikTok, our Instagram, our Twitter. You'll find who Mr. James Jiang is.
If you have TikTok or you have Twitter, you've probably seen this man.
Yeah.
Probably about a month and a half ago. We had a video that did 10 million views that got repurposed on Twitter that did 3 million views that got repurposed on somewhere else and also did probably almost 1 million on Instagram now. Man's just everywhere. They love the diamond tattoos.
They love diamond tattoos. They love the 4 feet off the ground.
Yeah, they forgot to mention the acne scars, so I'll just put that out there today,
man.
pimple face.
Barstool Finance too even posted it, bro.
Yeah.
Barstool
Intelligent
Finance.
cryptocurrency. I mean, it blew up.
So before we get into all that, let's run it back, right?
Yeah.
Give the listeners, the viewers, those who are new, who are living under a rock, give them a 2-minute recap of who you are. And if you want to watch the last episode, that will be linked in the description as well, because that's also an incredible
I hope you
episode.
remember to tell the editors to add all these links.
Yeah. But we're gonna be taking a slightly different direction, covering a couple of same topics, but we're gonna go into more depth on some different topics. So I'm very excited to get into those. So it's gonna be a little bit of a mix up from the last one. But give a recap on who the heck you are, why people should listen to you.
Yes, absolutely. So my name is James Jiang. On a good day, I'm about 5'4". Got a couple questionable tattoos on my body, but no. Anyways, on a serious note, 26 years old. I own 3 financial consulting businesses under Limitless Financial Solutions. Credit repair being one of them, funding and financing being the second, and e-commerce automation, where we help individuals, level up and make passive income, would be the third. Born and raised in New York, and you should listen to me, because if you want to fix your credit and get rich, I can help you get there. And I'm a very controversial person. So
James,
if you don't like controversy, you're probably going to hate me.
James, the real question is, should people pay back their debts? That's the real question.
Let's run it back to the viral clip. Hold on. Let's run it back to the viral.
Well, I don't know what I'm
back
talking
it up.
about, so I don't know if that's a good question to ask me.
So for those of you that don't know the viral clip, we might put a little preview up here. Our editor's going to love us for this one. We might put a little preview over here. We'll let that roll for 15, 20 seconds.
Actually, I could probably play it real quick.
Anyways,
we'll let the editors in there.
Now that you're back to the episode and you've watched that amazing TikTok, we're going to talk about some of the controversy behind it, why it got so much traction.
Yeah.
And also just talk to you about some of the comments and the validity of other people's opinions, who experienced, the side of taking that opinion or taking that clip out of context and actually, having a negative repercussion from that.
Sure.
So talk to me about that clip. And I mean, they will have already seen it, but talk to me about why people had so much
Wait, which one?
controversy
Because
behind
there's
that.
two of them. There's two, right?
I'm pretty sure Kyle is
The main
referencing
one
the
was about
one
not paying off like the Amex balance.
never pay the debt collector.
And they were like, you keep saying Amex wrong. And I was like, how you saying Amex
How
wrong?
you say Amex wrong? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have a speech impediment. Apparently too. That's something else they can make fun of me for. But anyways, yeah. So to kind of recap on that clip, guys, it was there's two of them. The first one was about never paying a debt collector. Which the fact of the matter is, when somebody in a company, let's just say AT&T or, Capital One or whoever the case may be, takes you to collections, you don't own that debt anymore. The debt literally just got sold to a debt collector. So if you don't own something, why would you be obligated to pay it? It's just very simple, right? If you don't own a car, you don't have to keep making payments on it. The new owner or whoever it goes to has to make payments on it. So that was, in a 15-second overview of that one. People love that one because they're like, this is illegal and this guy's going to tank your credit score. You're going to go to jail. I mean, none of my clients have gone to jail yet for that. And then the second clip was about, how debt collectors actually, they can't harass you under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA. If you tell them to stop calling you, they have to stop calling you. And if they keep calling you or they harass you or they curse at you, they use profanity or they threaten you, like it's a very fine print in the consumer rights laws.
Yeah.
You might actually be obligated to get $1,000 in compensation, which we have at Limitless Financial Solutions. We have gotten our clients paid before.
Wait, so explain the $1,000 thing. How do you get $1,000?
Yeah. So if the debt collector continues to violate the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, okay, harassing you or continuously calls you after you ask them to stop, if you have the right team and dispute letters, which is what my company does behind you, we can actually send these letters off and you can actually get compensated for that, up to $1,000 if they don't stop doing what they're doing by violating the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act.
So what does the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act actually say?
So
if you would summarize it.
Yeah, so I'll summarize it without getting nerdy on, because then it's just going to bore people to death. But the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, first of all, states that anytime that there is any sort of debt, whether it's a collections or a charge off or anything like that on your credit report, it has to be validated in order for that to actually stay on your credit report. So let me give you guys an example. 99% of people, they have their personal information incorrect on their credit report. So if your name is Kyle Russell's your last name, right? If Kyle, if on your driver's license it says Kyle, do you have a middle name?
Francis.
Kyle Francis Russell. If that's what it says on your driver's license, okay, it has to match on your credit report. It has to say
That's
Kyle
catch him right there.
Francis Russell, not Francis Kyle Russell,
And I
not
don't put my
Russell,
middle name on anything. So
not Russell Kyle. Even if it's Russell Kyle, because Russell could be someone's first name, Kyle could be somebody's last name, right? This is your apartment, whatever. This is where you work. All that info has to be accurate. So let me tell you guys this one thing. If they can't even verify your accurate name, your date of birth, your address, and your employer, which 99% of the time it's wrong on your credit report, how can they say that this debt belongs to you?
They can't.
Interesting.
They're gonna like that one.
They're gonna like
So for all the people that were hating in the comments, well, how can they validate a debt that belongs to you if they can't even validate your name? There's 1,000 billion Kyle Russells in America. You're not the only one.
Yeah.
So that's one part of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And the second part was what I mentioned to you guys previously. There's laws. Oh, here's another good one that people went off. When I said the times that they could call you, when I said it was between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. and everyone's like, no, it's 8 and 9. This guy's a fucking idiot. It depends on the time zone that you're in. Okay, if you're in Texas, okay, it's going to be 9 o'clock on the East Coast, okay, but it's going to be 8 o'clock on the Central Time. If you're in California, it's 9 o'clock here. It's going to be fucking 6 o'clock over there. So just to clarify,
and either way, it's like an hour difference. Like, who cares? You know?
for the brokies that are in the comments that are all of a sudden credit repair experts, what we're trying to say here is it also depends on the time zone that you're in. So if they contact you outside of 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. all time zones, okay, whatever, since to clarify, and you tell them to stop, that's also violating the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act.
James Jiang coming with the sauce. Heavy sauce today, right from Dubai.
This is
We'll get into that in a second. So I got a question. I want to push back on that because so first and foremost, are there any instances where you should pay off a debt collector? Any instances that you can imagine off the back of your head? Like, let's say they like repossess a vehicle and you want it back, and you have to pay that off to get the vehicle back. Or, for example, in my case, I put $1,000 into TD Ameritrade, and they never fully withdrew it from my bank, and I invested it, and then they closed me out of a position forcefully because they never actually received it. So now they're like, "Hey, you owe us $1,000," and I'm like, you never like took the money out of my account and you made me trade with it, or you allowed me to trade with it. Like, that's on you. That's not on me.
Sure.
And then you closed me out of a position that might've been profitable. So now they're threatening to, or they already did, I already paid it off, but they sent me to collections. Collections reached out, was like, "Hey, if you want to get back into the account, you actually have to pay the original debtor in order to get back into the account." Right. So in instances like that, would it make sense for anyone in any condition to pay off a debt collector?
Was it on your credit report?
They were threatening to put it on my report, and they said, if you don't pay it, we're going to post it, and it's going to not be good for your credit.
Yeah. Well, first of all, that's a threat, so that's a violation automatically. FYI. But and you see, that's a tough situation in your situation, because when they're telling you that the only way to actually get back into your brokerage account is by paying it, well, that's a personal decision, right? Like, if you're
holding you hostage.
Yeah, like if you want your investments to grow, and it's like, all right, well, I want to get in for my future. I'm not gonna, what's $1,000? I'm not gonna, put it, millions of dollars in the future at risk for $1,000. Sure, I would say pay it. To your question with regards to would there be any situation, I guess there would be one single situation that I would actually say pay off your debts. If the debt collector actually ends up getting litigation against you. So if they try to take you to court, meaning they go to a judge, they actually get judgment from this, from the state and all that, and they threaten to garnish your wages and all of those things. Then what I would do is, even in that situation, I wouldn't pay it off directly. What I would do is I would consult with an attorney, and I would have the attorney show up to court with me and either make a settlement on something that's less than the full amount, or even maybe the attorney, if they're a debt professional, they can actually even probably get you out of that. The point to that is, if a debt collector contacts you a few times, if they send you letters in the mail, don't be vulnerable, don't be gullible, and just pay them. Because you're going to pay them, and what's going to happen, is
you lost your leverage.
For everybody that says, no, that's how your credit score is going to tank. Actually, no, you're going to pay the collections, and it's still going to remain on your report for the next 7 to 10 years. They're only going to change it to a paid collections. So when you go and apply for credit cards, when you go and apply for loans, when you go and apply for mortgages, anything of that nature, it's still, the collections is still going to be there. Dang. Even if you paid it. I just had a guy last week. He was so pissed. He paid 16 grand in collections, and he reached out to me. He was actually my barber's referral, and he's like, I need to get in contact with James. He told my sales guy I paid $16,000 in debt because he didn't know that he didn't have to pay it. Damn, I'm like, dude, we don't even charge anywhere near 16 grand. We could have got that shit removed. You didn't even have to pay that, and now it's still going to be on your report for 10 years. Damn.
I got a question for you. So I just looked at TikTok right now, right? That video.
What are we at? 3 million?
No, 9.9 million.
9.9 million.
Yeah, this one, right?
Put it against the mic.
Right? And they sell my debt to ABC Debt Collections Company, LLC. The debt doesn't belong to James Jiang anymore. The debt belongs to ABC Debt Collectors. Why should I pay a debt that doesn't even belong to me anymore? Most people get scared because debt collectors, if you don't pay, we're going to garnish your way. They get scared. No, it's against the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. You don't have to pay debt collectors. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Dude.
Facts.
Oh, wow.
They lit you up on that.
Now I'm going to ask you a question, right?
Sure.
You got like fucking almost 10,000 comments on here, like 500,000 likes or whatever.
Money follows attention, baby.
For the people who are saying this is fake news, right? What do you say to all that? Because to the average person, right? This is fake news.
Sure.
It is fake news,
Yeah.
The people commented like, well, they actually did garnish my wages. So what steps would need to happen that, like, if someone took your advice, then, and they were like, well, I did that and they garnished my wages. What do you have to say to those people?
So from our experience with the results that we've gotten for our clients in that same situation, if you work with a successful credit repair company and that collections is not on your credit report, there's no reason why they would actually garnish your wages. Because you guys got to understand, most of the time when these wages like actually get, and just like I mentioned before, I was very transparent with everybody. If this company decides to actually sue you, meaning they get a lawyer, and mind you, most people owe collections like $2,500.
You're not gonna get a lawyer for that.
No, like we're not talking about like $120,000, $130,000 or $1 million. We're talking about chump change here, right? Yeah. Companies most likely aren't going to actually go and get a lawyer to chase after you for $500 or $2,500, even $10,000. If they do, then there's multiple steps they have to go through. They have to climb up a ladder, and generally speaking, they will look at your credit report. If it's not even on your credit report, most of the time, they're not going to garnish your wages. So how do you, John, to answer your question, how do you solve that? Well, you work with a credit repair company and you dispute it off of your credit report so that they can't find it on there.
You don't do nothing.
What's the where's the validation? How did you validate it? Kyle Russell, or is it Kyle Francis Russell? When's your birthday?
May 19th.
May 19th when? 1999. Right, on the credit report, if it just says 1999, well, when was he born? August 15th or May 19th or January fucking 2nd?
Yeah.
You can't validate the debt. You can't do garnishing wage, guys. Like garnishing wages is like the last step. Like these people have to go through multiple steps in their finance department, in their litigation department. They have to hire an attorney. They have to do discovery. It's a whole lawsuit.
Yeah.
So it's not easy to get there. Yeah.
And for those that don't know, the same rules apply to any transaction that reports to your credit.
Correct.
So if you're getting an auto loan and they send out like, and you don't have the best credit like I did when I was getting my car, they locked me on 18% interest, which is unheard of. I was paying $900 a month for a car that I now pay $350 a month for.
Right.
And it's almost paid off.
Right.
So I was literally paying, I could have had 3 cars if I had good credit. I could have had 3 of those cars if I had decent credit. Right. But what happened is I was young. I was 19, didn't have a lot of credit history. They basically reached out without my consent, right? Or they try to coerce me to sign paperwork to allow them to do that without really telling me what was going to happen.
Sure.
They sent it out to, they reached out to probably 10 different auto loan companies. My credit score tanked. I probably dropped 50 points in like a week because they send it to all these companies and you only go with one of them. So the other 9, I actually worked with a friend to dispute the transactions because they didn't have my signature to actually sign off to say that I agreed for that to happen. And I removed all of it and my score ended up actually being higher after they were removed than it was before when they sent out all those whatever the credit requests or whatever they are,
inquiries.
Yeah.
Inquiries. Yeah. And I'm proud of you for doing that because most people don't know that. And see, here's the thing. No wet signature, no proof. That's the rule of thumb for everybody. Remember that one line, no wet signature, no proof. Because generally speaking, where did you authorize, even for credit cards? There's no wet signature. Yeah, you click a box, I accept the terms and conditions.
That's true. You can say it was someone else.
But there's no wet signature.
What if you sign online?
For credit cards?
Same thing.
I mean, personally, I've never had a single credit card application where you've had to actually sign your wet signature.
Oh, interesting. So you can go to the card and be like, hey, I never signed for this. Someone just
like, I don't know who did this. It wasn't, especially if you got like rejected from a card.
Yeah. Welcome to Credit Repair 101. Oh, these are the laws.
Yeah.
Now everyone's gonna say that's scummy, that's illegal. No, it's not.
Free value right
No,
there.
it's not. It's not because if my signature wasn't on there, somebody could literally access my social, my address, my personal info, which is guys, all of our information isn't safe, by the way. It's already accessible to anybody in this world. So somebody could easily go on and apply. And what am I gonna do? Yeah. There's no James Jiang wet signature. I didn't authorize 20 inquiries at BMW when I tried to get my car.
So what do the credit card companies do when like you try to fight this? Like, they just lose?
Yeah.
Half of them they don't. Well, so few people actually dispute them that when they do come in, they're just like, oh, whatever. It's 1 in 1,000 people that we've worked with. So it's like we're not going to take time out of our day to fight this little dispute. We don't really care. Is that true?
I can't fully speak on that if that's true because I don't know the facts, so I'm not going to bullshit. But what I will say is The FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Again, that's what it states. If the inquiry or if the a loan application, whatever the case may be, cannot be validated with a wet fucking signature. And again,
they write wet fucking signature in the paper.
If your personal information is already incorrect on on their credit report, and there's no wet signature, and let's just say I applied for Amex, I got denied. Well, you can't prove that any of this even fucking belongs to me. So you have to remove the inquiry. Legally, you have to remove the inquiry.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong to me.
My question is, what if they say no, we're not going to remove it? Then what do you do?
You try again.
You got to work with a better credit repair company because, I mean, we get all the inquiries removed for our clients. I mean,
like, do you ever have anything where like they just push back and like, no, sue us, and then you're like, well, I'm not going to sue Amex.
No, we've never had that before. At least definitely not with hard inquiries. If they're not removed within the first round, we dispute again. And generally speaking, for inquiries, maximum like 70 days, we usually get them off. But
Really?
It usually takes about 2 weeks. I mean, you guys had Luca on here, which is Luca's a great guy. We got all of his inquiries removed. I think it was like 17 days or something like that, and he was like shocked. And Lucan can attest for that as well. So yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, it's pretty
crazy.
It's pretty crazy, man.
Mr.
Yeah.
James Jiang.
You know, so there's some context for you guys out there.
Are you excited to be back on the New Money Talks podcast?
This is the best podcast in the world. I'm so excited to
best
be here.
one.
You guys are awesome, man. This is awesome. We just give nothing but game on here.
nothing but game.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the shit we actually talk about, like people don't realize if you sit down and absorb it, it's like what the equivalent of, someone paying you like $1,000 in order to get $2,000, $3,000. You can't put a price on some of this stuff.
You can't.
Absolutely
not.
Like
Absolutely not.
Funny enough, you even helped me though. Remember I texted you? I was like, hey, I'm trying to get this like Chase business credit card.
I remember
and you were
that.
like, yo, type in this number. And I was like, bullshit. And
Yeah.
I did it and it worked.
Yeah, data points. I remember you hit me up about what to put like for the income and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's,
Because you can't go too high.
Yeah.
You can't go too low. Because if you go too high, they're like, oh, you have to verify all this type of stuff. They start asking you these questions, right?
Not always. So a lot of times what happens is when you apply, this is something that people don't know. When you apply for credit cards, personal or business, okay, everything that you put on that application is stated. It's not actual. It's stated.
What does that mean?
So I'm going to explain what that means. So let's just say I'm applying for a credit card, and let's just say I made like only, I don't know, 100 grand a year, right? Because I'm a broke idiot, according to the comments.
Only.
Yeah, I only make 100 grand a year, right? Well, Amex cannot tell me that I can't assume that I will make 500 grand this year. It's projected. You can't tell me, you don't know how many streams of income I have. You don't know if I maybe just made a big investment. Maybe I just started a side hustle. So everything on these applications are stated and projected. If I make 100 grand a year, I could put $355,989. You can't tell me that that's not true because you don't know what businesses I have. It's a projection. So what are they gonna do? You're not gonna make $355,000 this year, Kyle. How the fuck do you know?
Yeah, right.
You don't know what I got going on. I could be selling drugs. They don't know that.
Yeah.
So all that stuff is projected. Yeah. So you are legally allowed to inflate your income on credit card applications. You are allowed.
That's gonna go viral on that one too.
You are.
Yeah, 'cause
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm not in jail. I'm here. So yeah.
He's back. With
I'm
another
back.
tattoo on his neck. What's on the other side?
It's a dumbbell with the word passion on it. I've been working out lately, so I decided to get a dumbbell tattoo.
That's not.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I've had this since 2016. Fitness has always been a passion of mine. I generally love. I used to be a fitness coach for those.
Yo,
that listen to the
speaking
first
of fitness,
podcast,
I found this one guy yesterday. He came up on a YouTube video. What the fuck's his name? He was like in jail for like 10 years, and then for the last 5 years, he's been like training people how to like get big or whatever. Dude, this guy.
Cali Muscle.
No. Wet something was that
I don't know.
Wet. He has like 500,000 on YouTube, 500,000 on Instagram.
Oh, I'm not sure.
And like some guy had a video on him, like a tour of his house or whatever. And like he has a $30 million house in San Diego, and he supposedly makes $2 million a month. And he's like, every day I make between 30K and 200K every day.
What?
Like selling a high ticket course. Like he was just like clear.
Damn.
He was like literally.
Very possible. Yeah.
He was like, he's like, I was like, when I was in my 20s, I was selling drugs. I went to jail for 10 years. And then like, I think 4 years into jail, they gave me a smartphone, and I just knew like, oh, if I started posting on like Instagram, I'd like make money off this when I got out. So when he got out, he pretty much had like, I think like 20, 30K like followers on Instagram. And then he was just like, hey, for $250, I'll teach you how to like become big. Just like work out. And he started doing like workout plans for people and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like what I did.
Like what you did. It kind of
not to the 2 million a month scale. I'll be honest, shit.
So then he was like, pretty much what just happened, he was like, I just played offense all day. I never like cared about like defensive. I never cared about like saving. I just played mad offense. And he was like, literally, I do the same thing I was doing 5 years ago. Today, I just raised the price. He was just like, well, I went from 250 to 1,000 to 5,000 to 20, and now I do $100,000 packages. Jesus. Yeah. And I was like, that's crazy, because he was like, literally, it's all the same. It's I just switched my bigger people. I just switched my mindset and like I just like targeted different people for it. Like my social media kept doing it. Like I'm gonna find the guy right now.
Well, you know, John brings up such a great point because like Grant Cardone says all the time, price is a myth. So, you know, talking about sales and, you know,
he's another one. Actually, sorry, cut you off.
No, you're good.
Grant Cardone. Shout out Ryan Bishop if you ever watch this. There's like this brand we're trying to start work with right now. He used to be a sales rep for Grant Cardone.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
He said it was like the craziest experience of his life because like these guys just knew what would happen with a certain type of like lead. So it was like, for example, if it was like a $40 million company in Missouri that does like HVAC. And then also on their CRM, it said like, oh, they bought 2 of their books, like 2 Grant Cardone books. Yeah. They knew within a half an hour phone call, this guy was paying $15,000 after that phone call.
Absolutely.
They knew exactly. Like, they were like licking their fingers. They're like, I'm going to make a fat commission off this because I know, boom, it's going to work.
The sales guys are trained. It's all training, bro. Grant's a fucking shark. Grant, I believe, I think he's better than Jordan Belfort.
It's also the power.
He probably is, honestly.
I think I know he is. I mean, I watch all his, I have my sales guys watch all of his videos and all of his trainings and stuff. I think I'm going to go to his next 10X growth conference as well. But he says all the time, price is a myth because you said what, the guy was charging $250 and now he's charging $100,000.
It's just for the same shit.
It's all about delivering the value. I mean, that's what I did. When I first started off,
I'm gonna find this.
I was charging $100 a month to coach people for fitness, diet plan, and workouts. Before I basically stopped doing the fitness coaching thing, I was charging people probably close to $8,000 to $10,000 for a year, and they would all pay up front. I mean, what changed? I mean, I made the deliverables a little bit prettier, but at the end of the day, they still got the results. So it's all about the value that they deliver. So that's awesome, man. I mean, I haven't heard of him, but
I think you've heard of him.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
No, that's
keep
awesome.
going.
No, it's the power of personal branding.
I found it perfect here. Look, I found
Let's see. Probably seen this guy.
The guy's channel's Snoo J Knows. You ever see that one? He like finds like mansions pretty much, like just like see what these people are doing. But the guy he interviewed, I'll tell you his name right now. Oh, where the fuck is this dude?
He definitely built up his personal brand to the point where he was able to, 500,000 subs on YouTube is not something that...
Wes Watson.
Can I see a picture of him?
A
video of him?
Guy's like yoked and like just like crazy.
You seen him? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've seen that guy.
I watched it.
Dude. Like I know exactly who he is.
And it's all click funnels too. I was going through his funnels and everything. It was straight click funnels. Wow.
Yeah.
Guy's out of his mind.
Yeah.
Out of his mind.
Well, you can make a lot of money in the fitness and any coaching or course industry.
It was pretty much like
scalable.
As long as it's scalable.
It was pretty much like, hey, like you're trying to like come fit. Like here's one plan. Are you trying to like grow your mindset? Here's another plan.
Yeah.
Are you trying to like not be like a brokey? Here's another plan.
Yeah. It's all like they fill out basically like a questionnaire and
pretty much
leads them to the right program. That's freaking awesome. And then it's just on autopilot. Clicking by.
And this guy was saying he's like so dialed in.
Yeah.
Like he has like monthly like masterminds at his house. Like I'm not really big into this whole like guru bullshit. Like it's not really my thing. But I also see some of these guys and like you can learn a lot from them. Like funnel hacking, like fucking like knowing how to build offers. Like price is always, like you said, a weird thing.
It's a myth. It's fake. It's made up.
Depending on who you talk to, prices. Actually, last podcast, Nick Sharma, we were talking about this. Nick Sharma only goes after brands that do $50 to $500 million a year. Why? Like, there's no reason why behind it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a bet. It's like, I was talking to Kyle about this. I rather work with those people because they have the money to pay your like 20, 40, 50K a month rather than somebody who's doing like 6 figures a month and you're just like
10 small people.
You know what I mean? And then you have more headaches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and speaking of that, I think, well, shit, today's only Monday. Fuck, I'm out of my mind. I thought it was like Wednesday. Yeah, I think like this over the weekend, including today, we've probably already rejected like 10 clients from working with us, and they were like willing to like give us their credit card immediately. And I was just like, no, I'm not really trying to work with you. And that's just like, you know, full all due respect, obviously, right? Like, it's just, you have to understand who your avatar is, and you have to understand who your ideal customer is. Because sometimes it's not even all about the money, as important as money is. You don't want headaches. There was a meme on Instagram. It said, you know, $500 client. Well, there's like a bunch of requirements. You know what I'm talking about. I require this, and this, and I expect this to be done. $50,000 client. Money sent. Thanks.
Yeah.
Right.
Really,
So it's really like your brand, speaking of personal branding, your brand and your audience, you have to be crystal fucking clear on who you're targeting and the type of people that you want to work
100%.
with. And I agree with that, because otherwise, you know, if you just go chase after every dollar, you're also going to chase after every headache.
Yeah, that's the truth. Like that meme
I learned that the hard way.
That meme's legit.
Yeah.
Like, I used to be like, you know, back when I first got started, I used to take on every client. Like, they would negotiate, lowball the fuck out of me. I was
You just like bet I
I
want.
was like, $1,000, you know, made is, you know, a penny saved is a penny earned, kind of like that saying, right? And now I'm just like, dude, you're not like, if you're gonna text me at 2 a.m. asking me the same fucking question that my sales guy explained to you on the hour Zoom call, no, I'm not gonna take you, bro. Keep your money.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's not worth the headache.
It's not worth the headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all these headaches, they just like compound.
Yeah.
Like 1 becomes 10, 10 becomes 20, 20 becomes 100, and you're just like, what the fuck?
But then on the other side, you work with like the right client. That's just like they're so like, you know, they're
it's a good fit. It's a good fit.
Yeah, like what, like, you know, they're communicating, and you know, both parties are on the same page. It's just so easy. They succeed. You make money. Everybody eats. Everyone
happy. Everyone grows too.
Yes,
you know what I mean? 'Cause, like
grows.
those brands, like they know the little bullshit that like the smaller brands care about, like the smaller clients care about. Like they're just like, I don't really care.
I don't really care for that. Yeah,
because like I know the bigger picture. These are not relevant. You know what I mean?
100%.
I'm sure some of the bigger clients. Like I'm very curious of this guy, how he sells like these big ass packages. Though. Like that shit always blows my mind.
Yeah, like
his presence, first of all.
Yeah.
I mean,
like what he did is, I mean, that's the formula for success that a lot of big people follow. It's like you do one thing that's really cool. You build cool shit.
Yeah.
You have one good accolade that gets you reputable in a space.
Yep.
And you build a cult following, and then you, as ethically as possible,
Of course.
you monetize the fuck out of that following. That's the formula. You build cool shit or do something that's notable in your industry. Let's say you have an 850 credit score and you've been researching this shit for 3 years. Now you have the authority to offer that as a service, and people value what it is that you're offering. So you, as ethically as possible, monetize the fuck out of that audience.
This might be some brokey mindset here, but I got a question for you though.
No, you're not a brokey. I love you, bro.
A guy like this, I just like was going through his stories. He's like posting screenshots of like 25K Stripe payments or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you see that type of shit, it usually puts me off when I see stuff shit like that. I'm like, why are you posting this crap? You know what I mean? Like rich people wouldn't post stuff like this. You know what I mean? So it always makes me like second guess people, like screenshots.
They don't think it's going to keep coming in. Like same thing in the Shopify world, the D2C space. A lot of people post their wins when it's at a peak, when it's at a high.
They don't show the L's.
And when they know that the next week it's about to plummet.
But my thing is that though, like why do like the people like that, like do you even believe this guy? Because like I watched the YouTube video, I saw his house, saw his cars, blah blah blah. As we do more YouTube stuff, I know a lot of this stuff is like kind of bullshit, but like when you start posting screenshots and like Stripe notifications and Shopify, it's all like it adds a bunch of garbage to me. You know?
So let me ask you a question: is because I didn't see the post. Is he posting it for himself, or he's showing his clients succeeding?
Look, like.
Oh, this is the same guy we're talking about.
Same guy. Like, look, like what's the reason for this?
Yeah. So
like, you're like, I don't know if you can see in the
to
camera.
boost your ego.
I will.
If you're insecure.
This is
like no disrespect to him. I fuck with him, but like still,
we'll get him on.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sitting in between both of you guys. I'm on your podcast. I'm as real as it gets. I'm gonna look at the camera. I do that shit.
But why though?
I do.
But why though?
I do that shit. I'm gonna explain why. Right. So I can't speak for this guy, and I can't speak for other people out there that are just flexing to be like, you know, whatever I put online. Like I really live that life. Like we talk about personal branding, right? So put it this way. If you're somebody that, let's just say in my space, I'm teaching people how to fix I'm fixing their credit for them. I'm teaching them how to get funding, massive amounts of funding, like 100 grand, 200 grand that they can use to invest or start up a business or do something that could like drastically change their lives. Are you going to listen to a fat personal trainer? No. So the way I look at it is you have to brand yourself in a sense where you got to flex a little bit to show people like, hey man, like I want this guy's life.
But do you think these people believe your shit though?
I mean,
Like that's to me, when I started seeing that, I'm like, this is bullshit.
for me, it's like the people who don't believe it, totally fine. The people who do believe it, the bank statements aren't gonna lie, right? And I don't mean that in a cocky way. I'm just saying, if you want to meet up, I could show you my bank statements, whatever. Like, I'm not the richest. I'm probably one of the most broke people you guys have had on this podcast, but I do okay for myself. I could show you my bank statements to prove it. But for me, it's elevated my brand to the next level. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, guys. I'll sit here and straight up
posting that stuff.
I post for our e-commerce stores. We do Facebook automation, helping people make passive income. I'm not saying it's gonna make you rich, but I post, even if you go on my stories right now, I post results of our clients' payouts. I post these things.
That's different though, because if he wanted to attract people with the results of the service he's providing, he would show his muscles in the gym.
Sure.
Not the bank statements.
Sure.
Because he's providing a fitness service.
100% on that spectrum of the things to gain, clients. Now on the branding side, guys, I'll be straight up. When I used to just post videos of myself talking in front of camera about credit, okay, whatever.
No one cared.
There's no validity behind what
there was no validity being, I was, whatever, making doing 40, 50K a month in revenue, gross revenue for the company. And then I start flash the rollie a little bit, put on the chain a little bit, get in a couple Lambos, fly to Dubai a couple times. But I'm not faking. I actually lived the life.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, views double, tripled, saves double, triple, quadrupled.
That's so funny.
DMs flooded.
Yeah.
I get more reactions. I get more reactions to people when I post a Lambo steering wheel or an iced out Rolex than I do me talking in front of the camera, teaching you about the 5 factors of your fucking FICO score.
That's crazy.
It's just the reality of what the world has come to, guys.
Yeah.
And you got to play the game. So I'll be transparent with everybody. I do that shit. But hey, I actually live that life though. I'm not faking it. Like, I own this watch. I own the chains. But I think if you're scamming people, it's fucked. John, if you're scamming people, if you're showing,
what are you looking at me?
No. I'm just to answer your question. Like, I'm saying, like, if you're doing it to scam people, if you're putting on a fake life on Instagram to scam people, fake deposits, like all these Forex motherfuckers do. They oh my god, look, today, and they pull up MetaTrader 4. Oh my god, today I profited like 18 million.
Yeah.
Like,
all right, bro.
Like, you gotta have a good service.
It's just always crazy to me because, like,
I see your point though.
For
I'm
example,
not disagreeing.
let's think of like a big company, like HubSpot, right?
They would never do that. Yeah.
The founder of HubSpot's not going on the fucking internet being like, "Look, we just did fucking $500 million this quarter." You know what I mean? Like, he's not posting this. And, like, that's my mindset. It's like,
but he's not posting to his target demographic by doing.
But he's never posted.
But I also want to say one thing, right? When he's huge now, the CEO of HubSpot, right? But here's the thing: you got to compare people to every level. Like, if somebody's
like Gary Vee's never posting like screenshots of like bank accounts.
Yeah. But then, like, you can't compare someone that's, let's just say, making 100 million versus someone that's making like 100K a month. So there's levels to this shit, and I feel like, that whole saying, like, you got to fake it till you make it. Maybe not fake it, but there's levels until you make it. You gotta do certain things until you make it. I mean, that's just, I don't know. Yeah, that's my personal opinion, but I do hate fake gurus. I'm not gonna lie.
There's a lot of them.
There's too many of them. Like, you're not.
Shout out Klaus, one of my homies. Whenever we get like a guru on here, he swipes up and he's like, "Yo, is this guy a guru? Yes or no?" And I'm like, "No, this one is not. This one is."
What's the scale on the guru radar?
Yeah.
He definitely is gonna hear this, and he'll text me after he sees this.
Yeah. No, you actually have to be like doing something significant in your space, and obviously the amount of money you're making does matter. Like, you can't just go out there and just teach people shit if you haven't done it yourself.
No, for sure.
You can't do it. For
sure.
So yeah.
What's on the list over there?
We got a couple of things. I want to ask you about a little bit more about Dubai, because I know that's a hot spot especially for entrepreneurs, just like tax haven, weather, everything. But, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I know a couple of people that live there. They talk about artificially making it rain, because of how dry and how hot it is, and how they got the spaceships going through the clouds, sprinkling whatever chemical it is that impregnates the clouds, if you will, and causes them to rain. But
Holy
just
shit.
talk to me about why you like it, and because I know a lot of people that talk shit about it, and I know a lot of people, especially when you talk to people that, like, think economically and think about, like, what they put women through there, and how like the females experience through it, because we only really get to see through the lens of a lot of males. Or like female influencers that are traveling there. But Yeah, talk to me a little bit more about that, why you like it, and maybe what some of the dark sides are that some people don't know.
Well,
all right. So let's talk about Dubai and why you love that so much. Because I know that they have the artificial rain coming where they got planes coming through impregnating the clouds with some random chemicals so that it rains because the weather's always crazy. But on a serious note, like I talk to people who look at more of the economic side of things, and they talk about the reasoning behind, not having to pay the taxes and how that could actually be a net negative thing. They talk about the experience of women and how they can't do a lot there, or they have a lot of like restrictions in that culture. But I mean, talk to me about the good, the bad, the ugly, what someone who's never visited Dubai can expect when they go there. Yeah.
Well, you can definitely expect to have your jaw dropped. That's probably why.
Punch in the face or just like.
Oh no, like.
Shock.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, right? Here's what I love about Dubai first and foremost is the fact that I truly feel like that's the land of opportunity. I'm gonna explain why. Everyone calls like America the land of opportunity, blah blah blah, right? Like literally anybody can go over there. It's super easy to get access into the country. Yet it's really safe, which I'll talk about safety next. But you can go there and you can literally make a living for yourself and send money back home and take care of your family. Versus, as you guys know, getting into America is a fucking challenge, right? Is a challenge, no matter where you're from. So I like that aspect, the fact that anybody can go there and make it. Number two, when it comes to entrepreneurship, in my opinion, that's the hub of entrepreneurship, because you go over there and it's like they're very business friendly. Like they will actually reward you. Like if you're a business, like Kyle, we talked about this on the podcast. If you want to go to college, banks will give you a $200,000 loan. You want to start up a business? They ain't gonna give you shit. But in Dubai, you could be 18, 19 years old and you can have an idea. You can have a company, registered bank accounts, everything fully set up within probably like 3 to 7 business days, and they will actually support you. They'll give you like free office hours in like some of the biggest size skyscrapers. They'll give you they'll give you health insurance benefits. They'll give you medical benefits. They'll literally grant you loans just to start up your business so you can get off the ground and running. So that's why there's so many rich and successful young, middle-aged, and old entrepreneurs over there, because they make it so easy for you to be your own boss and escape the matrix. Okay, they Dubai wants a country of thinkers. Okay, here they want a country of workers. So that's just a fact. If you guys go over there, the safety is another thing that I really enjoy. Like, it's the safest place in the world. Okay, guys, you can't go out here at 2-3 a.m. okay, with $20,000 on the wrist, $15,000 on the neck, and not have to turn around every 2 seconds because somebody's gonna mug you, regardless if you're as jacked up and as big as you guys are. If you're a little guy like me, okay, you always have to watch.
How tall are you?
Today I'm about 4'12" with those off whites on. They give me a little bit of leverage. You guys caught that? Really means 5 feet. So anyways, it's safe, right? It's the safest place in the world. When I had the Lambos and the Ferraris over there, I would literally park the car, leave the keys in the car with my $800 Dior shades and my whole fucking wallet of like 12 credit cards. Nobody's gonna touch it. So you have that peace of mind, and in my opinion, peace of mind matters more than anything. So those are some of like the bright sides. Of course, we can talk about the luxury. We can talk about, the dining, the restaurants, how clean it is. The grounds are so clean that when you make a U-turn, it squeaks. Meanwhile, here you got McDonald's trash fucking everywhere. Yeah. Come on, you can't. Where do you find that? Where it's so freaking clean everywhere, where you make a U-turn and like that shit fucking squeaks the ground. How are they paying for all this if they don't charge taxes?
Well, they got all the money.
So
the oil.
Everyone's gonna say oil, but tourism. How they really make their money is tourism.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact for you guys: 90% of the Dubai population are expats. Only 10% are Emiratis, which Emiratis, what it means is you were literally born there. Like, you can't become an Emirati. Your family had to have been born like in Dubai. You would have to have the citizenship. So tourism brings in a lot of money. You got the tallest building in the world. You got more restaurants.
The biggest mall in the world.
Biggest mall in the world. The restaurants put New York City to absolute shame. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, so that's where the money comes from. Of course, there's downsides. I mean, the whole zero tax thing. I mean, soon they're actually going to start charging a 9% corporate tax.
I was about to say that's not going to last forever.
They're gonna start charging a 9% corporate tax to anybody that's if your company's doing over 375,000 dirhams per year. You're gonna have to pay a 9% corporate tax. But even at that level, you have a good CPA. You write things off. You're still gonna be paying less taxes than if you lived here.
How much is like a dirham to a dollar?
One dirham is 27 cents.
So you need
so 100,000 dirhams is $27,000.
Okay,
approximately. Yeah, and then you talk about the dark sides. You mentioned things like women and their lives over there. It's a Muslim country. Like it or not, gotta respect their culture. People think that if you go there, if you're a woman watching this podcast, all right. Yes, you can go over there and you can dress sexy and you can show some cleavage, you can show some ass, like whatever, like you can be yourself. More so, it's you see the women that are covered up. It's when you're married in the Muslim culture, in the Arabic culture, only your husband should be the guy that sees your body parts and stuff, everything other than your face. And that's just not in Dubai. You can go to Qatar, it's the same way. You can go to Egypt, it's even worse than Egypt, So that's that. Full transparency. Yeah, prostitution. It's fucking huge over there. Just being fully transparent.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
You can walk up and listen. I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there for what it is, right? I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this. What's new in my life? But you walk into a 5-star restaurant. You got an older guy, could barely walk. He's like 300 pounds overweight, and you just got this baddie, bro. She's like a fucking 12, lips and everything, like ass, titties, and everything. And it's like, yeah, you're a hooker, bro. Like, because what's 10,000 dirhams to this guy for one night? What is it to him? It's $2,700 US. So prostitution is huge over there. But I'm going to tell you where that comes from. Dubai years ago, people went there just to work. It's not what it is today, right? Like all this fancy shit. So a lot of the men, they unfortunately had to leave their families. They had to leave their wives. They had to leave their kids to come work. You work a lot, you become stressed. You gotta find a way to let it out. And that's kind of where the prostitution started. That's just full transparency. You guys,
full transparency.
If you, James
Jiang is big on full transparency.
No, this is the rawest.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
So that's what, yeah, there's always a dark side, right? There's, prostitution, shit like that. But I mean, there's prostitution in America everywhere too. Yeah. Other than that, I can't really think of any dark sides. I mean, if you haven't been to Dubai, go. It'll absolutely change your life. It changed my life. The first time I went to Dubai, I was a struggling personal trainer, and just like your mindset just elevates. You see what's really possible out there. The weather's always nice. You're constantly positive. You're nice to people. It'll change the way you think.
Why do you go out there though? Like for business? You're just going out there just to chill?
Well, I'm soon going to be moving out there. So that's first and foremost. I'm always hunting down real estate out there. I'm in the process right now of registering my companies and getting my visa, my residency. And I'm making connections out there. So if I'm going to live there one day, I definitely want to start early by meeting people out there.
That makes sense.
I think I asked you this on the last podcast, but if you could compare it to a U.S. state, what would you compare it to?
It's Miami without the. I mean, I it's gonna contradict itself, right? So maybe the video guy can cut it out to the point where it actually makes sense. It's Miami without the danger and the hoery, and the sluts. Because all right, but you just said there's a lot of prostitution, but yeah, it's not like, how do I say it? Like
more like escorts.
People go to
it's like Amsterdam.
It's like escorts. Like
Amsterdam.
people like you could literally go to Miami and it's just like, like girls are like, they're flashing their titties on the side of the road. Like, you can't do that in Dubai. You'll get arrested for that. Like it's like, it's just like different. It's more classy and it's safer, but it would be, Miami would probably be the closest thing that would even touch Dubai in America. Definitely not New York.
Yeah.
Definitely not New York. Beverly Hills, no, it's just like a totally different thing. Miami, with the skyscrapers, the blue waters. It's probably the closest thing that would come close to it. But it still doesn't touch Dubai.
Dubai has nice beaches too, doesn't it?
It's got the best
They're all
beaches in the world.
man-made though, right?
All man-made. They are all
No, but
man-made.
the water's not man-made, is it? Like, is it on the coast or is like, am I bugging?
No, it's all man-made.
So they just brought the water too.
It's all man-made. Everything there is man-made.
Really?
Everything. The Palm Jumeirah.
No, I know the palm is fake, but like
It's all man-made.
Like the water that was on,
surrounding it.
they didn't bring that water there though. Like,
it's
like let me see Dubai on the map.
yeah. I mean, it's a desert. The whole thing is a fucking desert. So
Yeah, I might be bugging, but like I'm gonna see.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I might not know the exact agriculture and all that stuff.
The
but
agriculture.
whatever it is, but
No. It's like there was always water there.
yeah.
Because it's like, for example, you have like the Gulf of Oman and the Persian Gulf. Like, no, it's there.
The Persian Gulf,
yeah, it's there. But like,
Yeah.
also, I'm sure they brought in a lot of water.
They brought in a
They
lot
probably had to make like a channel to get the water.
to get the water flowing. Yeah. I mean, but
See, Americans suck at geography too. We're very bad at geography.
Anything is possible in Dubai. That's why, like, I love it, man. Like, there's nothing that's not possible. Like, they're going to be the first ones to have flying Ubers.
Why not?
Like,
right?
people laugh at that, but dude, no, it's because they can actually fucking do it. They've done everything else. The tallest building in the world, the biggest mall in the world, right? Like you got the tallest, infinity pool in the world. Like, they can do anything. So it's
They
innovative.
do have the Uber helicopter over there. I know
Uber
that,
helicopter.
that's like an easy thing to have over there. I know that.
They have the Uber helicopters and things of that
You ever
nature,
taken
so. Not yet.
Not yet. You
I don't think it's
should.
available yet, though.
Oh, really?
Not yet.
They have that
Yeah.
in the city.
Oh, yeah. No, they have a Blade in the city.
Oh no, your Uber helicopters. Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of they're gonna have like the flying.
No, flying cars.
Yeah.
That's different. That's
Yeah,
different.
no. Uber helicopter. Yeah, I just never took. I just couldn't justify it.
How do you get all the nice cars though? Like the Rolls Royce and the you got a Rolls Royce or no?
out there? No.
No, not a fan.
It was a
G-Wagon.
two
Lambos.
Brabus G wagons, two Lamborghini, one Lamborghini Huracan, one standard Huracan coupe, and then a Ferrari F8 Spider, and then a Lamborghini Urus Mansory edition.
And you don't own any cars there.
No, those are all rented. It's all for Instagram. I'm a fake guru, actually. No, but
At least
yeah.
it's transparent.
Yeah, no,
It's all about
I'm a fake
transparency.
guru. I make like 10 grand a month. No, but no, I rented all those cars. They're depreciating assets. No reason to own a car in a country that I don't permanently live in yet. It's stupid financially, and I'm not financially illiterate. So yes, those cars were rented.
Do you plan on getting a car when you move out there?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be a Huracan probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or something like that, or like
You gotta have something nice in Dubai.
I mean, the roads are perfect. They squeak.
Well, the problem is like you have a nice car, but then someone always got a nicer car than you over there.
Yeah.
Like, you never have the nicest car.
Yeah, like
But it's less like Miami. Like Miami's a dick sizing competition. Dubai, everyone's kind of respectful.
Everyone's dick is small in Dubai.
it's everybody respects
That was
you
a
though.
joke.
It's everybody's so nice and they respect you. Like if you have a Bugatti but somebody has a Huracan, they're not looking at you like, oh, you fucking peasant. Like, hey man, like what do you do for a living? We should do business together. Meanwhile, in Miami's like, yo, like fuck you, I'm better than you.
Yeah, like I rented a more expensive car.
They actually got Bugattis in Dubai though.
Oh,
I see them every day.
God,
$5.2 million sitting in front of Dubai Mall.
Yeah, you don't see that in Miami.
No.
And you don't know
it'll get
which-
robbed.
You don't know which guy has it either. Like any random guy has a
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
One guy has 4 of them too.
Yeah, and they live on the villa on the Palm Jumeirah, like a $40 million villa, so
Yeah,
that's all over. Like, I don't know how, guys, I don't know about you guys, but for me, like, I look at that and it's like, how does that not motivate you? Like, there's so much money in this world, and like, you think you're doing well, and it's like, no, I'm a brokey. Like, this guy makes what I make in an hour in a
Literally.
year.
Yeah.
So
He blinks once, he farts once, and it all comes out.
yeah, he farts once, and there's a $5 million car in his garage.
Yeah.
You
In
know?
the city, you got to pay a $5 million car.
Yeah.
We were literally joking about it the other day. We were walking
Yeah.
through the city, and it was just like nuts. We're just like, who are these people?
Yeah.
Why? How brainwashed are they that they're living here?
Yeah.
No, in New York,
willingly-
it's literally like either you're really, 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 really rich, or you're really, 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 really broke, and there's nothing in the middle.
Yeah.
Like even there's people that look like they're in the middle, but they're all like paycheck to paycheck, like just. But they look the part. Like
They
it's
just
like
wear
like
nice stuff.
like you went to college, you make $100K, but like you end up with like zero at the end of the month. You know what I mean?
100K
We're
is
negative.
100K is the new 50K, man.
It's like actually,
Especially in the
especially in
city.
New York, like it's like
city, it's
nothing.
like 25K.
It's nothing.
But you guys want to know something hysterical? Everybody that I speak to in Dubai, because I tell them like I'm from New York. I was actually born in New York. We practically live in New York, guys.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm from New York, and they jizz their pants. Oh my God, that's my dream. Like, I want to go there. No, you don't.
No, you
fucking don't. And if you do, you better have the Glock if you do. Because people are getting
don't bring the Bugatti.
shot left and right. No, you can't. You'll bend a wheel with the fucking potholes.
I know way too many people that are just obsessed with the city.
I don't see, like, I get it if you're a tourist. Maybe it's just because we like the three of us live near the city. I don't see the spectacular.
But there is like an upper echelon in New York that like
billionaires row. Yeah.
But even like Wall Street, all these guys, like the big media companies, like there's money, a lot of money flowing through New York.
Absolutely.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah, I have respect for the financial aspect, but I don't know, just for living, I could never.
No, for living, it's tough. It's definitely tough.
You can get a box for $300 a month, $3,000 a month.
I wish $300. We probably get like a dog box for $300 a month.
Not even. You get like one square on the ground, bro. Seriously. Like, literally, bro. That's it. So yeah, but Dubai 101 right there. If you guys want to travel to Dubai and you want to learn how to pay less than you would pay for a bowl of Chipotle, you can slide in my DMs with the keyword Dubai, and I can teach you how to do that. And I've done it 6 times, so this ain't no fake guru bullshit.
DM him Dubai, and he'll hit you with an auto message real quick.
Yeah. No. I respond to all my DMs personally. I do.
Oh man.
But yeah.
So let's see. I wanted to talk about the element of having a service-based business.
Sure.
Client acquisition. I know we already got into personal branding and how it's important to put yourself out there, but talk to me about, like, because your acquisition is like mostly organic, right? I mean,
all of it is organic.
All this New Money Talks podcast, baby.
Yeah. So talk to me about, like, I guess the idea behind the back end of the business and what team infrastructure that you have in place.
Sure.
In order to, bring these leads on, qualify them, provide them a good service. Cause like you get a lot of business and a lot of people. We literally just talked about one service provider before this company that took on more than they can chew, burnt a lot of bridges. Like, talk to me about the infrastructure you've put in place to not cause that to happen and for it to thrive.
We build backwards. We build a back end team. We make sure that we're overstaffed. We make sure that we have enough employees, employees, virtual assistants, appointment setters, sales closers, admins, admin assistants. We make sure that we build it from the inside out because, customer acquisition for us was never really an issue. Like, I've never ran a single ad in my life. Everything's always been organic. I post a lot. I give a lot of value on my Instagram. I post like fucking 1,000 times a day. If you guys follow me, so that's never been an issue, but we've always, learned, okay, like, this is how many sales guys we need, right? Like, for the average amount of leads that we're getting per day, let's just say. I'm not going to get into logistics, but like, this is the amount of appointment setters we need. Okay, well, for our credit repair clients, if we have 100 active clients, this is how many, virtual assistants, this is how many specialists that we need that can serve all of them. So I worked on, the operations inside and out. Because when I first started this company, I'm going to tell everybody the truth. I wasn't even supposed to do this. This actually happened because of what you just mentioned. I had an ex-business partner completely fuck me over. He completely scammed me. He stopped paying. I was just a sales guy for him, but he completely fucked everyone over, stopped paying the employees, owed them like $30,000, and he ghosted. From Miami, of course, right? And he ghosted. So I literally took shattered glass and I built a 7-figure company from wanting to fucking kill myself, pretty much, if I'm going to be transparent with you guys. And I knew, learning from him, he did what a typical person would do. Let me just find out how I can get the most clients. Let me find out how I can collect the most cash, but I have no back end. So again, we have everything from sales guys, appointment setters that are going to basically qualify the prospects. Then they're basically going to schedule an appointment with the sales guys, and the sales guys are going to do their thing. And then from there, we have, onboarding admin assistants. They get introduced to our back end team. Probably have over 40 or 50 employees on the back end that are handling all the day-to-day operations, logistics for these Facebook stores, credit repairs, and things of that nature. So we have a solid back end team for sure.
Well, why do you post so much on Instagram?
It makes me money.
It's the acquisition channel.
It's like literally the more
it's free. Like, it's free.
You don't think it's like spammy? People get upset, like unfollow you and all this type of shit.
Well, if they unfollow me,
we're gonna pay you anything in the first place.
They probably broke. I mean, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. But the reason why I post a lot is because I have a content strategy. So what I'll do is every single day I'll have a mixture of something with my lifestyle, whether it's a dinner, my cars or something like that, my watches, and then it'll transition into client results like we talked about before, posting, you know, screenshots of credit repair, e-commerce store results. And then I'll always have something that's knowledgeable. Like, for example, maybe I'll repost something from, you know, intelligent cryptocurrency. I'll repost something from, you know, like I don't know, you know, those pages that maybe talk about stocks or investing, you know,
money
whatever.
Tips.
Yeah, money tips, and maybe from New Money Talks, but like whatever, right? Like, so that strategy funnels with call to actions. It funnels people to message me because I'm giving them free value, and that leads them into wanting to work with us.
It's inbound marketing. Well, I'm trying to set it up for my agency, but the thing that's tough is if I was selling like a course or a coaching program for like drop shippers, it'd be perfect. But I'm selling agency services to decently established brands, which there's a much smaller quantity of.
Much smaller.
So that's why I think your business is great, because it's a massive market.
We learned how big the market was with TikTok. Everyone has credit problems.
Like if I started talking about a Facebook ad strategy for like established brands, nobody cares.
Literally all you gotta do is one stupid clip about like, don't pay back your credit. And like next thing you know, 15, 20 million people are
stupidest
like,
fucking clip ever, man. Made so much fucking money from you motherfucking haters, man. Oh shit, that was awesome. But yeah, no, I mean,
but it's
never spent a penny on ads.
I realized why that clip went viral is because like the mass market of people have the problem that you're solving. So like that's why I went crazy pretty much.
Well, that's how you make a lot of money. I talk about it all the time. You find a problem that a lot of people have. You find a way to solve the problem, and then you find a way to monetize solving the problem. Making money isn't fucking hard. Like that's all it is. Find a problem, solve it, and find a way to charge people for it.
100%.
That's really, and that's what I do. Like the basics, man. It's stupid, boring shit. You just gotta rinse and repeat it every fucking day. It's nothing flashy. You know, it's the same shit. So
My last question to you before we wrap this up.
Sure.
That I like to ask kind of as a curveball question, but
talk to
me about how you manage relationships and business, because I mean we're both in relationships. We know we have a lot of friends, some that are, some that aren't, and like your personal and I guess your personal and your romantic relationships,
friendships, anything like that.
It really does influence the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, depending on what you prioritize. And then the people you interact with are on average the people that you become, or the connections that you make with their friends and things like that. So it can either really hold you back, or it can propel you the way that you structure your relationship. So talk to me about how you structure yours.
You have to, like, I'm very picky. Cause if you don't have the right partner that's going to support you and that's going to do everything, in their ability to lift you up as a man, then it's only going to drag you to the bottom of the barrel. I mean, us as business owners, we go through enough stress as is, right? So when we come home to somebody, and then this is going to pertain more so to men, I guess. But when you come home to somebody, you don't want stress. Like, I want you to be my stress reliever. I want you to tell me, how amazing I am and that you love me and shit like that. And I know I sound like Andrew Tate right now, but he's right. Like, your partner has to make you a better man. How I balance relationships and my companies, I'll be honest. I feel that as a man, it's my job. It's my duty to obviously take care of the family. Maybe I'm old school, guys. Maybe I'm whatever, but I'm always going to focus on scaling and growing the company and feeding the company, because if this company gets to where I want it to get to, then you as my wife, or you as my girlfriend, my fiance, you're going to live a damn good life. But if I allow you to distract me, like a lot of simps out there do, they get a girl and they're like, oh my God, like pussy. And then they're, I'll do this tomorrow. No, like, that's how you end up broke. That's how you end up heartbroken. And that's how you end up on the side of the street with nothing. Yeah. So for me, I as selfish as this sounds, I always put my companies first, because they will always be there for me, my companies, unless I decide to shut them down. A girl can cheat on me, fuck another guy, or do whatever, and then she's out. Then what? Yeah. Then I'm curled up crying.
Yeah. I'm curled up crying.
Like a bitch. So like... You know what I mean? Like, you'll eventually find that balance, but your partner's got to understand. I do what I got to do because I want to provide a good future for us and our kids.
Yeah, I think there's two scenarios where it's actually more selfless to just focus on yourself than to prioritize other people. I think the one scenario is like you just mentioned, when you know that focusing on your business is going to provide for you to be able to do something way better later. So if you're bugging me to go out to dinner right now, spending $200, and I'm building a $10 million a year company, and we're going to be able to get $10,000 dinners, just wait a year or two, right? Let me do my thing. Let me build. Like, that's scenario number one. Scenario number two is like, let's say my parents are hitting me up for rent money, and I'm like, I've given you rent for the last 6 months. I'm not paying you anything more, right? So sometimes by keeping to yourself, focusing on yourself, number one, they got to now figure it out, because you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. You give a man a fish, he's gonna be fucked tomorrow.
You feed him for the day.
Exactly. So so number one, you're making sure that they're forced to now take care of themselves, figure out
level
the
up
shit that they need to themselves. Yeah. And you also get to focus on building up your net worth to where maybe in a year from now you pop out of hiding and say, hey, guess what? I can retire you now. Yeah. Right? You don't give a shit about that little $3,000 rent payment a year ago if I'm retiring you today, and I needed to push you to the side and not communicate with you for a year in order to accomplish that.
Yeah. And most people think that that's selfish. I'm like, what's really selfish? Like, not being able to take care of your family, not being able to take care of your like, imagine being a man and you wake up every day and you can't like you have to dictate whether you need to get the Lactate brand milk for $5.49 or the fucking ShopRite brand for like $3.59. Yeah. Like you know what I mean? And nothing wrong with I was saving money. I buy store brand shit.
Frugality
and like having to like be that broke to the point where you can't take care of your significant other and like take care of your family. So I think that what a lot of people need to understand is you guys need to stop becoming the version that other people around you want you to become, because that's what they're brainwashing you to do. Like, don't do this, don't do that. Why are you working so much? You already make a lot of money. No, like, this is my life. These are my goals. I'm becoming a version that James wants to become, not you, mom, not you, wifey, or not you, sister, cousin, brother, whatever the fuck you are. That's just what it is. So
fire episode. This is a good one. Yeah. This is a good one.
How many viral clips are we gonna get? At least like 10. I'm about to hurt a lot of your feelings out there watching this today, man. Shit.
Make sure you DM him a Dubai. Make sure you
DM me Diamond.
Diamond.
Because I got this retarded tattoo on my neck.
Oh my god.
But anyways, this was a great episode.
This is sick. This is sick.
It's always great having you.
Maybe we'll do it once in Dubai. We'll do the next one in Dubai with you or something.
I'll fly you guys out. We can do one in Dubai once. You gotta
get Iman to come on.
Iman, we gotta get Iman going.
Iman, if you're watching this, I'm a nobody right now, but no, I'm kidding. If you're watching this, I'll probably see you next month. But let's do a podcast together, man. I think that'd be pretty.
He's not doing any podcasts this year. He's only doing them starting next year. He is doing like day in the life though. So there's like Ryan, Ryan Serhant, the big like
real estate guy. Yeah.
Like he did one with him. He did one with Mike Thurst, I think his name is.
Mike Thurston, he's the fitness influencer. Fitness guy. I watched that one. Yeah. He's big in Dubai too.
Yeah. Then those are cool because it's like he's doing everything he would have normally done in a given day, but he doesn't have to sit down and carve 2 hours to do a podcast. He just goes about his normal day.
Absolutely.
But he probably does have time to sit down and just do it.
Everyone got the time.
It's just not a priority for him right now. And I get it. When you're at his level, you got 1,000 other things you'd rather be doing. Sure. So
it's I totally get it, 48 Laws of Power. One of the chapters talks about like the less you put yourself out there, or like you lend yourself to, let's say, a podcast, things like that, the more people desire to be around you and your presence.
Yeah.
So he's just being a little bit more exclusive with what he does this year. And he's like, next year when I come back, the videos are gonna get that many more views because you've been waiting on it for that while.
It's the suspense and the build up. Like, where you been, man? Where you been? Oh, now Iman's back. Yeah.
So remind everyone your socials. We'll have them linked in the description.
Give them a social security
Limitless
number.
Financial Solutions.
You guys want the Instagram? All right, so the Instagram is James_Jiang with 2 underscores. Just me flexing in front of a yellow Lamborghini that's rented. If you guys want to find me there. TikTok is the same username, James_Jiang__. You guys can follow me on there. And then if you're interested in any of my services, you guys can of course contact them and they can start the connection, or you can just simply go to my social platforms, click the link in the bio and apply directly to work with us. And our team members will be in touch with you.
That's
You have YouTube?
easy as hell.
I just got on YouTube, yes, but I'm working on some content for
Work
that
in
right
progress.
now.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it. I
I'm
love
building up the suspense to build to you know, create some controversy out there. So if there's anything you guys want to see, let me know.
Yeah,
for my
comment it
YouTube channel.
below too.
Yeah.
We'll get him for the third one. We'll get some
Yeah.
other shit
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
on.
maybe
you know
like
what
the
I mean?
first video we could do like we could get like a tape measure for my YouTube and they can
As if you
actually
got taller.
measure like how. No, I definitely didn't get taller. I probably shrunk, but they can definitely like measure how tall I actually am. So yeah, maybe that'll be like a good viral first clip.
And if you guys have noticed too, we also improved our mics here too. We are
Shout out-
leveling up.
Shout out Limitless Financial Solutions. Shout out to all you who are following and watching.
Exactly.
Shout out to everyone who's supporting it.
As we
because
get bigger, we're getting better.
quality's going up.
Yeah. Now all
Quality's
we need
going
is
up.
the gentleman's agreement from you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, follow everything. Because the bigger we get, the better this gets, the better guests we have and stuff like that. So please do that. It helps out a whole bunch.
This is gonna be the biggest podcast like on YouTube in like the
Hell
next
yeah.
like 3 years.
I say like 18 months to like
Yeah.
I guess 36 months. It's moving. It's you see it. Like I think we're up month 6 right now. Like we're making progress. People are actually like realizing it, which is pretty sick. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for their support.
You got it.
Yeah.
See you on the next
We'll
one.
see you in the next one.
See you on
Later.
the next one. Peace.